everyone, Ashley Josephine here. Today I'm excited to share a Yin practice with you. So Yin is a little bit different than a more active, flow-based practice. We're really getting into the fascia here rather than working into the muscles. So let's get into the postures. We're going to be holding them for a little bit longer periods of time, and I'll talk to you more about the practice as we are holding the postures. We're going to start with quarter dog, also known as anahatasana or puppy dog, as sometimes it's called in a vinyasa practice. I'm going to set up facing you so you can see how this is done. And we'll start in tabletop with your hands directly underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. You're going to keep your hips exactly where they are and begin to walk your arms slowly out in front of you, just a couple inches at first. This is the back bend. And slowly ease your way down. So take the fingers, the hands out a couple more inches. Start to feel the length in the sides of your body. You can drop your head down towards the ground and feel some length in the back of your neck as well. Maybe make your way down a little bit further. You want to keep your hips right on top of the knees, so the butt is right over your knees, sticking up into the air. And you're getting a lot of length in the sides of your body. Maybe feel some length in the sides of your arms. You can stay wherever you want to stay. In Yin, we can use some props to help us. So if you have blocks, bolsters, or blankets handy, or any big stable books like dictionaries or Harry Potter books are always useful. You can place a block underneath your forehead, or even underneath your chest. Whatever is most comfortable for you, or if you feel like you can ease yourself all the way down and rest your forehead on the ground, you can do that as well. So stay there and breathe. I want you to find long, steady breaths in and out. So that on your inhale, you're feeling the lengthening. And as you exhale, you're feeling a settling into the posture. Continue to find this steady breath, lengthening the inhales and the exhales. You can even take a big exhale out of the mouth. Maybe feel yourself settle into the posture even more. So when we're working the fascia is this connective tissue that we have in our body. It surrounds our muscles, it surrounds our bones, it surrounds our organs. And this is where we get some trigger points in our body, knots in the back of our shoulders. And when the fascia gets all knotted up, it can restrict our range of motion. It shows up as limiting us in how far we're able to move at our joints. But to work into the fascia is not the same as to work into the muscle. So the more active postures and movements that we do in a vinyasa yoga class is working out the muscle. The fascia doesn't quite work the same way as the muscle. So we need to hold postures for longer periods of time. We need to find a nice, settling, easeful quality in those postures, and a nice long breath, so we can ease our way into those knots, those trigger points. Loosen things up a little bit and breathe new air, new oxygen, new blood into the tissues to nourish and rejuvenate these tissues at a cellular level. So I want you to take another big breath in here and exhale through your mouth. Slowly begin to walk your hands back 1 inch at a time, just like you came in. Your hands come back underneath your shoulders. And you can sit your hips down onto your heels or sit on a block or a blanket. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Take a couple big breaths in and out. Filling up in your belly and taking the air all the way up into your chest. The next posture we're going to take is a simple twist. So lie down onto your back Again, you can have any props handy to help you if you need assistance. Pull your knees into your chest, and rather than pulling them with your arms, because we're not looking to engage muscles here, we're just watching and noticing where the knees come in towards the chest naturally without us trying to assist the body. Slowly drop your knees over to the left. So I'm going to scoot out here a little bit so I've got some room. So the knees drop over to the left. And your hips stack one on top of the other. If you need a blanket or a bolster or a block underneath your hips, you can do that. Your left hand can rest on top of your right thigh if you'd like. And find those long, steady breaths again in this twist. Now, some yin postures look really familiar to more of the active practice that we might be used to. But remember, we're not actually trying to stretch the muscle here. We're not looking for muscular engagement or activity. Instead, we're looking for how the breath works with our body. Can we lengthen the breath? And can we settle into the posture with ease? That doesn't always mean that these postures will feel comfortable necessarily. You could, for example, be feeling compression, which is slightly uncomfortable in your back or in your hips. And this compression at the joints, when we're being easeful, is very helpful for helping to rejuvenate and regenerate the joint itself. So again, no muscular engagement, no activity here. You can gently begin to straighten your top leg out here. If you can easily reach your hand to your foot, you can do that. But if you don't easily reach it, don't worry about it. You can just rest your hand on the side of your leg. Again, we're not trying to engage any muscle. We're just changing our experience, the expression of how we're breathing and how we're experiencing our tissues here. So take a deep breath in through your nose and a deep breath out through your mouth. Notice if you're able to settle in a little more. Take one more big breath in and exhale through the mouth. If you straightened your leg, bend your knee once again. Bring your knees up. Allow the knees to fall in towards the chest naturally without pulling anything. Slowly allow the knees to move over towards the right. You might notice a difference from side to side. That's okay. You can rest your hand gently on top of your thighs. Remember, you're not pressing the legs or pulling the legs down to the ground, but just resting. Your left hand can be anywhere that's comfortable for you. You can gaze away from the legs if you'd like. And find deep breaths in and out on this side. So yin is often confused with restorative yoga. And while they both promote a restorative peace of mind, yin can be a lot more intense and uncomfortable than restorative. And that's okay, there's a reason for that. Restorative is a great practice for when we're really overwhelmed, maybe we're recovering from an injury or an illness, because it helps the body very gently move into different ranges of motion. Yin, on the other hand, gives us an opportunity to go a little bit deeper. And that doesn't mean further necessarily, it means deeper inside of ourselves. When we start to experience some of this compression in the joints, we're working even beyond just the muscular level. When we're going deeper into the breath, we're working beyond just the physical layer of the body. And as we go deeper and experience these other layers, we start to get closer to center, to ourself. And that can be really uncomfortable because we're not used to doing that in our daily lives very often. So this practice of yin is very contemplative. It gives us an opportunity and space
both physically and mentally and emotionally, to process and digest everything that's going on in our lives in every layer. So take another big breath in here and exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Slowly bring your knees back up to center. Let the knees fall gently in towards center without pulling or pushing. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Roll over onto one side to bring yourself up to seated, moving slowly with that same quality that you are bringing into your postures. You'll come up to seated and take a wide-legged stance here, or a wide seated position. Again, your legs don't have to be that wide, just as wide as is comfortable for you right now. Place your hands out in front of you. On your inhale, feel a lengthening of the spine, creating space in between the rib cage. Take a breath in to lift up, and very slowly, just like we did before in Anahatasana and quarter dog, you'll walk the hands out inch by inch in front of you. You might be able to come down onto the forearms, but enjoy the process, the journey on the way down, and let your breath guide you in. You can stop wherever you need to stop. There's no goal here. We're not trying to get anywhere. We're just giving ourselves space to experience what's going on in our body and what's going on with our breath. You can use props if you like props, but try not to create a dependency on the props. There's something to be said for allowing yourself to hang here and feel what it's like to be at your end range of motion, especially what goes on in the mind. Remember long, steady breaths. Notice if you can release tension even from your fingers, your toes, your feet. We're looking to get rid of all the muscular tension in the body. So we can really go deeper into the fascia. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through the mouth. Palms to face the ground, inch your hands back, and begin to walk over towards your right leg. So your hands are on either side of your leg. Find that length in your spine again, and now inch and slowly walk the hands towards your foot. And then you get to experience some space in the side body. Find some breath, some length, some ease in this experience. Remember, it's not about how you look or what the posture looks like here. You can even let alignment principles go because we're not working on the muscular structure. We're working into this connective tissue. Slightly different entry points into working with the body. Inch your hands back towards the torso. Hands come to center, and then walk along the other leg over towards the left. Very slowly bring yourself down towards your right leg, your left leg, the other leg. Notice perhaps if you feel any compression here in the hips, the knees, or the ankles. And this practice gives us the opportunity to understand and experience this compression, which is okay when we're not doing really active, strong movements. And works best when we give it some time, so that as we come out of the pose, the joint capsule gets some new space, some rejuvenating hyaluronic acid is produced to keep things moving and functioning. Use your breath to help you find this space, this ease, this center. Take a deep breath in and exhale through the mouth. Slowly inch the hands back to lift yourself up. Come to a comfortable seat. In a longer hour-long class format, we would have the opportunity to hold those postures for much longer. But this is a nice introduction into how we can access that center and give ourselves some space to breathe and experience our body in a new way through this Yin practice. I hope that you've enjoyed this practice. Let me know if you have any questions or feedback, and I hope to see you again soon.